I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'd like to talk about something that everyone likes to know about, the weather. How can we predict the weather? Well, it's really pretty simple. I have some tools and techniques that I feel are tried and true that can help you understand the different weather changes from year to year. And one of the most significant things about the weather is relative to planet Jupiter, because planet Jupiter stays in one sign per year. And the sign that Jupiter is in pretty much determines the type of weather we can expect for that year. So let me explain. If Jupiter is in a water sign, then that means that it's going to be very rainy, it's going to be balmy, and it's a little bit warmer than usual with Jupiter's transit to a water sign. Of course, different signs are going to be more specific, such as right now we have Jupiter in Scorpio. So I said this is going to be a very wet year, and it will be warmer because it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is a planet that's fiery. So it's going to be a bit warmer this year, 2019, as well as extremely rainy. But let me explain something. There will be many floods, especially in the spring. And the reason why is whenever a planet goes and stays in a Gandanta degree, then this represents, Gandanta literally means drowning. So this can deal with floods, and it does deal with floods and hurricanes and serious weather, tornadoes, things that cause flooding and the water to take over. So this spring, in March and April, Jupiter will be Gandanta. There will be major storms throughout the world. It really does determine worldwide. So you're going to see Gandanta planets, particularly Jupiter going Gandanta, major floods. So if Jupiter is in an air sign, that means you're going to have colder weather in the wintertime because air promotes coldness. And another variable is I also look at the nakshatras, because during certain portions of Jupiter's transit through different nakshatras during different seasons can determine whether it's colder or hotter. But basically the general rule is Jupiter in an air sign will create cold because it's the winds. Air deals with the winds. So I have found that when Jupiter was in Libra, in part of 2017, but mostly 2018, it was one of the coldest winters because of the wind principle. And when Jupiter transits through the nakshatra Swati, Swati deals with cold weather, with the winds, and also when Jupiter is in the air sign of Gemini, because that nakshatra within Gemini is Ardra, deals with the howling winds. So you have more windstorms, you have more tornadoes, you have things that create changes in the atmosphere and weather a lot when Jupiter is in the air sign. Also when Jupiter is in Aquarius, which is an air sign, we'll have colder weather, colder winters, and there'll be more wind in an air sign. But what you have to recognize that in the sign of Gemini, we have the nakshatra Ardra ruled by Rahu, and in Libra, we have Jupiter in the nakshatra Swati ruled by Rahu, and in Aquarius, when Jupiter transits through the nakshatra in Aquarius, it is Shatabishak, which is ruled by Rahu. This creates wind and storms and coldness in the weather. So looking at Jupiter, I said right now we have it in Scorpio. So if it's in Cancer or if it's in Pisces, these will also be the times where it will be warmer, high humidity, and storms. And when Jupiter goes into those Gandanta degrees in the water signs, which when it goes into the last and final degrees of either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, we have major floods and storms. So talking about when Jupiter goes into an earth sign, those years will be all about pretty balanced, warm and cold. The earth signs are not that much varying where there's extreme cold or extreme hot. So I'm talking about the sign of Virgo. Virgo, it's going to be drier because Virgo is a dry sign. So a drier year, but tempered, not too hot, not too cold, evening out. And as well as in the sign of Taurus, when Jupiter transits through Taurus, and when Jupiter transits through Capricorn. These are the earth signs, so it's a drier year, and it's a more balanced year when it comes to the weather and cold and hot. So we've talked about the water, air, now we got to talk about the fire signs. So as you probably expected, when Jupiter transits through a fire sign, it's hotter that year, hotter than average. And there can be a lot of scorching, burning hot. So Jupiter, when it goes into the sign of Sagittarius, which it will go into Sagittarius and stay there between November of 2019 through November of 2020. So most of 2020 will be very, very hot because Jupiter is transiting in the sign of Sagittarius, as well as when it's in Aries or when it's in Leo. It's going to be a hot year. Summers will be hotter, especially in Leo because Leo is ruled by the sun, which is very hot. So as Jupiter goes into these signs, it really does reflect, as a general whole, the weather and the weather conditions within that year. And that's very basic, but of course there's going to be a lot more to look at, such as planets that join Jupiter, such as the eclipses and the nodes, because I believe it was in 2017 when we had all of we had a lot of storms and we had a lot of hurricanes, and that was when Mars came together with Rahu, and they were Gandanta. So there was a lot of energy around the eclipse energy with planets going Gandanta. So looking at Gandanta planets, looking at the signs that Jupiter is in, plus the nakshatra that Jupiter transits through during that time, will change the weather conditions and the temperature throughout the year. And this is very basic, but I will let you know that of course I look at the other the planets such as Saturn, the outer planets, all involved. But the major focus, just want you to know this is the first step and major focus, that you can tell what the weather will be like mostly around the world by looking at where the transiting planets are. So with that, I'd like to close. I hope you've learned something about how to predict the weather. And if you would like to learn more information about me or you would like a reading, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, you can go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.